Hello and welcome to another episode of the Step Inside the Squared Circle podcast. We're going to be talking today about the WWE Raw right here the week before Survivor Series. So a lot of storylines finally started shaking out. Sorry for the wait, but we had to let these storylines develop a little bit before we could talk about them. So now that they're a little more developed and we got our Survivor Series event coming up here on Sunday, I figure let's go ahead and touch on it. It looks like this Raw we were able to finalize the roster for the team of the males Team Raw. We already had the women's Team Raw lineup already figured out, so it doesn't really change there. But let's go ahead and start off with the first match that we had. We had Shayna Baszler versus Lana. Lana's just been a ragdoll since she's got to Raw, really. Not a good look for Lana this week. She can't even get help from her teammates at Survivor Series. So, just as you would thought this match went, you had Baszler tapping out Lana. So, you had Dana Brooks, Mandy Rose there at ringside, trying to keep a close eye on it. So, of course, right after the match, like clockwork, Nia Jax tries to go and put Lana through the table, announcer's table, like every week. Except for this time, she was met with a little resistance from her own teammate coming up this Sunday. Dana Brooks and Mandy Rose stepped in and kind of saved Lana there. So no table for Lana. Why am I a little sad about that? Put her through the damn table. But so we had an expected match here with Baszler tapping out Lana. Our next little segment we had was a triple threat match with Elias, Jeff Hardy, of course, and the bro, Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle deciding to get his hands dirty tonight in a Survivor Series qualifying match. So, as you would expect, a pretty great match between the hatred between Jeff and Elias kind of spilled over and allowed Matt Riddle to, gain the upper hand. And once he gained the upper hand, he was able to finish, put him away with the bro size on Elias. So Elias lost the match. Matt Riddle's moving on, and he is the final member of Team Raw. So Team Raw, you have AJ Styles, you have Braun Strowman, Keith Lee, Matt Riddle, and Sheamus. I mean, talk about a powerhouse of a lineup minus AJ Styles, but those are some brutes you got there. All right. So not long after that, AJ Styles decided to call himself a little team meeting. So they all go into the ring and start talking it out. Of course, they all arguing, bickering, mad at who's captain, who's this, who's that, until Matt Riddle came up with a brilliant idea. Code name. So Riddle decided to give everybody nicknames. So he ended up AJ was Skipper. You had Braun Strowman was Mongoose. You had Keith Lee, whose birthday it was, I believe, and Broly. Then you had Sheamus, Fireface. Okay, whatever that means, right? So, of course, Sheamus, being the hothead that he is, decided to get a little upset and ask, "Oh, why is it a ginger joke? Are you really making fun of me because I have red hair?" And then they're like, "No, because when you get mad, your face gets red, fire face." um, and then he ended up calling. He's like, "So who are you, Matt? What are you, Dopey?" And he goes, "Yeah, how'd you guess? First try, bro." So so we have Dopey, Mongoose, Broly, Fireface, and Skipper, all ready to get going here. Of course they weren't getting along, so AJ decided to make a match behind everybody's back, where it would be Braun Strowman and Sheamus versus Keith Lee and the Bro, with special guest referee AJ Styles. So that's just good and expected. So so after that, we ended up having a little impromptu USA title defense by Bobby Lashley, taking on a disrespected Titus O'Neil. Titus O'Neil came in, started wailing on him for about literally half a second, and then Lashley turns it around and slaps on the Hurt Lock, and that's all she wrote, folks. So Bobby Lashley defends his U.S. title. Then probably the coolest part of the night, one of the funnest parts was before the match, you had the new 24/7 champion Drew Gulak. He took on R-Truth last week, and Bobby Lashley ended up Bobby Lashley ended up covering R-Truth with Gulak, so Gulak won the title last week. So this week he goes up to the Hurt Business and wants in. So they're looking at him and they're like, "Okay, you serious? You serious? All right." Came out, he was like, "All right, where's your pocket square?" He was like, right. Oh, hold on." Turned around, like, "Right here." So they grabbed his tie, and it was a clip-on tie. They're like, "Excuse me? You were coming to the most stylish, dapper people in the WWE with a clip-on tie?" So they just stomped him out, as they should. That's just on principle. But ended up taking him out, and sure enough, R-Truth comes sneaking around the corner and gets the pin, gets his belt back. R-Truth, 24/7 champion. Later, we had a 7-way 24/7 title match inside the ring, where you had 7 wrestlers. You had Gulak, you had Tucker, the Lucha House Party, Metalik and Durango. Then R-Truth, Tozawa, and Eric. So so this was crazy. We had 9 title changes during that span. So right off the bat, R-Truth goes up to everybody. All 6 men just start jumping R-Truth. Turns around and gets caught with a kick and loses his title to Tozawa. So it went Tozawa, Eric, Drew, Tucker, Drew, Tucker, Metalik, and Metalik turned on his own teammate After he handed him the belt, raised his hand and hit him with a roll-up pin. So Durango took the belt from Elite. And then finally, R-Truth came in and gave the attitude adjustment to Durango and was able to skimpy on out the ring with his belt back. So R-Truth survives again. All right, so we had one successful title defense and one that kind of worked itself out. I don't know. So, all right, so we had the 7-way match. Then we had Mustafa Ali taking on Ricochet. This has been brewing for a little while now. Ricochet refusing to join, and Retribution trying to make an example out of him. So we had a hell of a match. I got to give it to these guys. They brought it tonight. Probably some of the highlights of it was you had Ricochet hit a beautiful Hurricanrana off of the apron straight to the outside. And man, Mufasa got some air, and Ali's back just hit hard. I mean, you can't fake that one. Gravity's real. I don't care who you are. So that was beautiful. Then later on in the match, you had Ali give a backbreaker off of the top rope to Ricochet, and that one looked like it hurt. Ricochet was building momentum, and instead of taking out Ali, he goes and he does like 3 barrel rolls over the top rope, looking like a Digimon or something. And he just straight took him out. All of Retribution, which of course ended up costing the match because Ali was able to slap on the Koji choke clutch and was able to get the tap on Ricochet. So, very, very exciting match. Very, very eventful. Very, very explosive match there. Then we had The Miz and Morrison having their little TV show, after they tried to screw Randy Orton last week with the Money in the Bank and did not work out because Drew McIntyre came in and ruined that plan. Then Randy Orton went on there calling him out, saying, "Hey, this was a setup. You guys put me in this match so that as soon as we win or we lose, you're going to turn on me and take my title." And Miz and Morrison were like, whoa, 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 whoa. Who says this is all about you, Randy? This isn't all about you, Randy. They want the New Day. They want the championship belts from the New Day. Apparently, that was their plan all along. So, Ricochet, not Ricochet, what the heck? Randy Orton decided to kind of give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, not really trusting him. But so out comes New Day. New Day saying, "Hey, I heard there's some people out here that want to take our belt." So they came out there and said, "Take your best shot." And so Randy Orton just immediately RKO's Kofi, and all hell starts breaking loose. Drew McIntyre comes down to the ring, and Randy, of course, skimpies away unscathed. So then we had the women's WWE Raw title on the line. We had Asuka taking on Nia Jax. So pretty good matchup they had going there. Nia Jax seemed to be in control for a good portion of it until the end. whenever Asuka finally ended up getting the Asuka lock, and Baszler came in and ended up breaking it up, getting Nia Jax disqualified. So right after that, of course, we had all of our Raw women's team there, and and they ended up brawling. And before you know it, here we go, Lana gets Samoan drop through the announce table. So she dodged a bullet earlier, but she wasn't able to dodge the second one. So Lana once again put her a damn table. Oh, poor Lana. Poor Lana. Okay. So then after that, we ended up having our other match that we set up earlier with Lee and Riddle taking on Strowman and Sheamus in the tag team match with AJ Styles as a special guest referee. AJ Styles thought that he was gonna have an easy night. Not the case, because he kept getting smashed, he kept getting beat, he kept getting kicked, he kept getting splashed, and half the time AJ was on the ground. So kind of a rough refereeing experience for AJ there. But some tension started brewing over with the two hotheads on the same team, Sheamus and Strowman. Strowman started tagging himself in whenever Sheamus was about to give the bro kick. So the ref kicked him out. He didn't like that. Strowman starts tossing around Matt Riddle like a rag doll. And then ends up, Strowman starts to give him one of those running power slams he likes so much. But then Sheamus tagged himself in. So yep, so they're arguing, getting mad. And Strowman gets onto the outside of the apron, turns around and eats a bro kick from Sheamus from inside the ring. So he just kicked his own teammate. Riddle hits the roll up, 1, 2, 3, gets his second pinfall of the night. Yes, Matt Riddle had himself 2 matches tonight, and he was able to win them both with pinfalls. So good on you there. Good on you there, Mike. So then we had our final match of the evening, which was the triple threat match between Drew McIntyre and the New Day, taking on Randy Orton and The Miz and Morrison. So, interesting matchup. You had pretty much, actually, Randy Orton showing that veteran strategy, that champion attitude, just straight playing the heel to perfection like always. So Randy Orton never got in the match, never tagged in, never competed. At a certain point, he literally just grabbed his belt and started walking up the apron, and then just started watching the match from there as Drew started dissecting Morrison, and ended up getting a nice little Claymore countdown. 3, 2, 1, bang. For the 1, 2, 3. So Randy Orton was never interested in either giving The Miz and Morrison an opportunity to take his belt with that Money in the Bank, but also he didn't want no part of Drew. He wanted to stay inside his head, make him wait, make him suffer, make him yearn for it, you know. So very, very nice strategy there by the legend himself, Randy Orton. So this is starting to set up some exciting matches here coming for Survivor Series this weekend. We still need to know the last person on Team SmackDown before we know exactly who that is. So when SmackDown comes out Friday, I'll be sure to update and let everyone know what's going to happen for the event. So Sunday we'll be doing our usual watch along with it. So it should be fun. So I always like Survivor Series. These 5-on-5 elimination matches are just epic. I'm sure we're going to see some more titles or other belts up for grabs. And who knows, this could start some brand new rivalries, or this could just take that next step for some of these others. But I mean, other than that, I have to give this episode of Raw an A. I mean, we had a 7-way 24/7 title match. We had a women's title match. We had triple threat match with tag team champions, WWE champions. So this whole thing was stacked, and they really set the hype train high for Survivor Series. So we'll see if Team Raw is able to pull themselves together, because it's not looking good. It is not looking good. Their teams are better, but that continuity in tag matches mean everything. Ask Edge and Christian, ask the Dudley boys, ask them all. So be excited. But stay tuned. So we'll know by the end of the week exactly what the matches are, and I'll be going ahead and giving you the predictions on who I believe is going to win then. Other than that, this has been Alexei Scott with the Stepped Inside the Squared Circle podcast, and everyone have yourselves a great night. Till Friday. New Day Rock. New Day Rock.